So, Little Pony, and welcome to a little improvised, like, I don't know, update, presentation, whatever, of the next game I've been working on. What I mean, next game, the game I've been working on. The other game didn't even release because it was made in Java, which was a terrible decision, as it turned out in the end. So, I switched to Flash, started on another game, and the title screen you can see here, by the way, is not final, of course. I mean, it looks bad, so of course that's final. Um, so as you can probably guess already, it's My Little Pony Tower Defense. Now I don't think a tower defense has been made yet, so it's a good thing, right? But the most important part to start with is probably the mute button, since every game used to have a mute button, and every time I see a game that doesn't have a mute button, I like die a little inside. So the mute button is like the most important part. So it's already an awesome game, you can tell, because it has a mute button. So credits are... yes, I haven't put those in yet. Of course there will be credits. The thing is, I just booted this up, I don't know what to talk about. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with the game, and you're gonna have all your levels right here. Of course, usually you'd only have the first one. I have the second one as well for testing. You have your status screen, upgrades, and all the stuff that you need for tower defense. Let's just start from the beginning. So usually in tower defense you have some money, and with the money you buy some towers. You put towers down and you defend from attackers that want to run through your maze, and then you just win the game if you defend all the attackers. So the basic idea that I had is I don't want to just make a tower defense and go like, hey, it's not an arrow tower, it's a Pinkie Pie tower or something like that, I don't know. So what I basically did is I tried to make the game fun, and then I put ponies in it, so that it's not just herp derp, it has ponies in it. It's basically like, hey, it's a fun game, and on top of that it has ponies in it. So my basic idea was, I have the main six as basically heroes. You can best thing I'm gonna demonstrate it to you. So you have 6 points right here. They're also hotkeyed, because I can't play a game nowadays without hotkeys, probably from playing too much Dota and StarCraft and World of Warcraft, and basically every game that has hotkeys. I just can't play without hotkeys, so everything is hotkeyed, of course. So as you can see here, you have your main 6, Twilight Sparkle, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Bar, everyone is there. So what you can do is, you have your field right there. The light part here is where the monsters run through, and the dark parts here. Of course, it's not final, it's just some basic shapes to tell you where the stuff is. Of course, it's not gonna look like this in the end, or maybe it will, I don't know. So you can, you have your heroes, you can put a hero down. I'm just gonna use hotkeys. And as you can see, you can select random fields and put heroes on there. You can select your heroes and look at their stats. Of course, you have damage, range, and attack speed. Some bonus stuff that might come in handy if you place, like, let's say, Pinkie Pie down, you get bonus attack speed. And also friendships. Friendships is, well, it's basically a kill counter, but I didn't want to put in kills, because if you have My Little Ponies, you don't want to have a kill counter, so I have a friendship counter. So the towers themselves have different stats, of course. I try to base them around the personality a little bit, and what type of pony they are. For example, Rarity and Twilight Sparkle, of course, use magic, so they're gonna fire at their enemies with magic. Rainbow Dash, I didn't really know what to do. Maybe, like, I think I settled in the end on, like, she throws out tiny tornadoes. Rarity, of course, kicks. As you can see, her range is very small. And of course, Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy don't even attack at all. They buff other towers to be more powerful. As you can see, they get bonus range and bonus attack speed from Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie. So let's just start with, of course, the enemies. What are the ponies gonna attack? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of story or anything like that, so I don't want to go like. So basically, there was a mutant invasion of killer aliens, and the ponies have to. No, I'm not gonna do anything of that. So basically, it's just, well, you have some parasprites, and you're just gonna defend from parasprites. I mean, why not? Let's just, if you want some story, let's say Ponyville is over there, and that's like the Everfree Forest, and they're coming out the Everfree Forest, and you have to defend Ponyville, so the main six gather up and defend Ponyville from the parasprites. So this is basically all your towers. You can just place them down, and also you can retreat them and then send them somewhere else. And if you do this while you're on a wave, you're gonna have a little cooldown, so you can't just place every tower around as much as you want to. And if you're outside of a wave, of course you can move all the ponies around as you want to. But if you're on a wave, you're gonna have a little cooldown, so you can't spam it all the time and just always have the ponies in the perfect spot. And also, I'm gonna have some other towers, because right now you're not using any money or anything, you just place your towers down and that's it. So of course you're gonna have some basic tower defense elements. For example, Arrow Tower, Sniper Tower, Splash Tower and Frost Tower. Now these aren't as powerful as the main ponies, of course, especially if the main six gain upgrades, which I'm gonna go over later. I'm actually really proud of my upgrades, because I think they've gotten pretty well. So you can basically use these to just make your defense a little bit more powerful. And you can also upgrade them. Splash Tower has Splash. Sniper Tower is very long range, so it's a bit slow. The Arrow Tower is, well, a very basic tower. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does a bit of damage. And the Frost Tower, of course, slows enemies in an area. And you can basically use these to help your ponies, and you can also upgrade these. I don't have a lot of upgrades yet. They're just a bit more powerful now, and they only go up to level 2, but of course I'm working on that. And that's basically what you spend your bits on. Of course you gain bits if you start the level and if you kill enemies. Or befriend enemies, because they're friendships, not kills. It's My Little Pony after all. So these towers, since they are basically towers you put on the ground, you build them, you can't really retreat them. Of course, some tower games have sell options, but I'm actually not that big of a fan of selling, because I don't know, it allows you to do stupid things and then go like, I'm just gonna sell this tower and place it somewhere else where it's better. This way you actually have to think about where do I put my towers. Also with the ponies, if you're not on a wave, of course, like I said before, you can place them wherever you want. But if you're on a wave, you're gonna have a little cooldown on when you can send your ponies in, so you can't just put them all over the place. It's actually a second type of enemy. They're just different colors and a bit more powerful. And that was the first level. Second level has just a different layout by now, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So this is your stats screen. The thing to note is 2 next level. So basically your ponies have levels, and you're gonna start with level 1, level 2, and so on. And I put them all to level 10 for testing purposes, so don't pay this any attention what this over there says. And basically you level up, you gain more damage, range, speed, and so on. And you're also gonna see a total of your friendships, like how many, I don't want to say kills, but how many friendships your character has. Now probably the most important part of anything, I probably should have put this part at the front of the video. I don't know. So also the music in the background. I don't know if it's I'm not sure if it's gonna be final. It actually sounds really good. I think I'm pretty happy with it. This background sound is Stone Cold by Voodoo Pony. I'm probably gonna put a link in the description. And the music we heard on the level was Flutter Wonder Nightcore instrumental version by Underpony. Also gonna put a link to that probably as well. There are no sound effects in there, just the background music. Yeah, probably, of course, gonna have sound effects as well. But onto the fun stuff, which is upgrades. Of course, you have your 6 points right here. Basically, it has 3 tiers. there's a first tier, second tier, third tier for every pony. Every pony starts off on level 1. The second tier will take level 3 to upgrade, and the third tier will take level 6 for each pony. So if you start off, you can't upgrade everything, you can only upgrade the first part. Oops, only upgrade the first part, but since I gave every pony level 10, you can do that right now. It's only testing, of course, you're not gonna start at level 10. Also, I gave myself 18 upgrade points. Of course, you're not gonna start with 18 upgrade points. I think you're gonna start off with 2 or 3 upgrade points, and then gain some more as you continue through the game. So, now to the upgrades. Now, the thing, like I said earlier, I didn't want to just make a game and put ponies in it. I want to make a fun game, and this was my basic idea behind the upgrades. I know so many tower defense games that have upgrades, and it's basically like, this tower now deals 5% more damage, or it has 5% more range, and you can upgrade this twice, so it has 10% more range. And they are, I don't know about you, but I think they are really, really boring, and I don't see any reason for a game to have upgrades like these. So I tried to make my upgrades as fun as possible, that actually changed the way a pony works, a hero works. And so I tried to make my upgrades as fun as possible. For example, let's just start with Twilight Sparkle. The first upgrade is Twilight Sparkle. The attack not only has it now a different animation, it also does now a little bit of splash damage. The second tier is Feedback, which now means every time you attack an enemy, it's now stunned for a little bit. It's not very long, because else if you get a lot of attack speed, you'll probably just perma-stun him, which would be a bit overpowered. And Ultimate Teleport, which is a 5% chance that you can teleport an enemy back to the start of the maze. Since this guarantees a kill on that enemy that gets teleported back, since he has to run through everything again, it is only a very small chance. Rarity actually has a pretty fun first talent, that every third attack you gain another attack, so every third attack will attack twice. Then these 2 skills, or these 3 skills here, are still, I don't know, subject to change, because I haven't really come up with anything better. Because right now it's basically just this one, you get 10% more starting bits, this one you get one more bit per kill, or friendship, whatever, and 10% more experience. They're probably the dullest of all of them, or the blandest, or whatever you want to call them. This one, 25% critical chance for double damage. Pretty cool, I think. Rainbow Dash works completely different. As you can see, Rarity attacks every third time. She can attack twice. She has Critical Strike, which makes her very variable. Then Twilight Sparkle has her first 2 abilities is very I want to say, it's not very dependent on luck, and the third one is just a little bonus thrown in that guarantees a kill on that unit. And Rainbow Dash is basically like sort of a ebb and flow, basically. Sometimes you have tides, sometimes you have no tides, whatever. And Burst of Speed, for example, every 6 seconds you attack 50% faster for 2 seconds. And Outburst, every 9 seconds you have unlimited range for 3 seconds. And both of these work very well with your Ultimate Wind Fury, which allows you to attack 2 enemies at the same time. So with Wind Fury, she is very powerful on her own, but when Outburst, or she has Burst of Speed, or even both of them at the same time, she suddenly turns into a complete destroying machine, and then like the skills run out, and she's no longer a destroying machine, but she's still a bit powerful. Pinkie Pie, of course, doesn't attack, so she has support abilities. Like I said, you gain one more bit after defeating an enemy. Ghostly Giggle, this one's, I don't know, I think this one's pretty weird, that like if you have Pinkie Pie just on the map, every enemy on the entire map loses 1.5% of their maximum health every second. I think that's pretty cool. Also, I'm pretty happy with how these 3 icons turned out. I think they're pretty cool. which I made all of these myself. I mean, I guess you can tell I made all of these myself, but also these two, which I'm pretty happy about. What's this one? Oh yeah, every tower gains a bit of splash. Attack is melee, which are halt. I mean, she has a very small range, which of course means, in turn, for this hero to be a good hero, she needs to be very powerful, which she is. She might not attack very often or very much, but if he does, it deals tons of damage. And it also weakens the enemy. For example, here with piercing bugs, basically it applies a debuff on the enemy, so he takes 25% more damage. Then with Mighty Stomp, every third attack you deal damage to all enemies around you. And debilitation is basically like a damage over time effect that if you attack an enemy, after that they take some damage over time. Like I said, over here with Fluttershy, she has 10% experience gain after every level. What's this one again? Oh yeah, Fly Wonder. Every second, every tower on the map that is currently shooting will gain an additional attack. So it's basically like a bit like Fulmination, that you gain like a double attack. This is like every second, every tower can attack again, even if he's currently recharging. Which sometimes means that they attack twice instantly, or don't really attack more often than usual. It's a bit weird, but I think it works out pretty well. And so it slows all enemies on that by 20%. It's pretty cool. So basically these upgrades don't really have some sort of, this tower now deals blah blah % more damage. It's rather, it changes the hero a little bit and therefore makes him more powerful. So after all this talking, which I'm probably going to put in an annotation to skip all the talking because it's a bit boring, I'm just going to give myself all the upgrades and just jump right into the same level again and show you how much different the game suddenly becomes. I'm also gonna try and get the best possible way of where I can put my ponies, depending on how they are. So biggest range over there, smallest range on the edge, so you can shoot the most. And it doesn't really matter where the aura towers are. Probably switch this around a little bit, but I think this works pretty well. I'm not gonna bother with these yet. So, as you can see, suddenly it looks very different. For example, we have the stun from Twilight Sparkle, these lines, then we have the area of effect with these spikes that come out. Sometimes you will teleport enemy, there's coins flying out of the enemy, which is Pinkie Pie's first ability. You can see some arrows going along here in Rainbow Dash, which signifies that she gained an ability every time Fluttershy has these lines, means Flutter Wonder is currently active. So suddenly the game is very different. Also, you can see Rainbow Dash shooting twice at every enemy. You're gonna see Rarity shooting twice, or not, because the game's already over. So wait, oh yeah, you can at all time you can reset your upgrades and gain all points back, because I don't really see anywhere a reason to penalize the player for picking an upgrade. So he cannot pick another one, which is stupid. Which is basically like, listen to this, which is basically like Diablo 2, which everyone went like, oh, Diablo 2 has the best skill system in the entire game, in the entire world. Well, no, because you have like, every character has like this one spec that you need for hell. If you don't have this spec, your character's not gonna be able to do shit in hell. He's just gonna die all the fucking time, and then you're gonna have to re-roll because you can't change your spec. And in Diablo 3, you can always change your spec at any time to whatever you want. You're like, oh, I'm a smiter? No, now I'm a meteor guy. No, I'm a fucking arcane bolter. It can be whatever the fuck you want. It's just way superior to Diablo 2, but everyone still goes like Diablo 3's shit and all, and I don't really know. So this time, let's just we didn't see Rarity, I think. So let's just show Rarity again. And you're gonna see that you're gonna have Fulminate and critical strikes sometimes. It's just when the sparks fly out in every direction. Come on, crit. There we go, that was a crit. and when you see spikes coming out of her, that means she gains a double attack, which is every third attack. I can also point her over there. Pretty cool. Okay, let's see other attack. We didn't see her because they all died before they got to her. So you can see every third attack she gains stomp. There's red sparks. The red sparks are the debuff, that damage over time. You can sometimes see that the bar moves down a little. And suddenly every pony is basically powerful enough now to beat most of the stages on their own. Which before they were never even close to beating the stage on their own, but now they can suddenly do all this crazy stuff. They're way more powerful without actually having better stats. They have the same stats as before, but suddenly they're so much more powerful because they suddenly function differently. Which was the main goal behind all my decisions. And I've talked for way too long for something so little. This is only a little update or something, I don't know. So basically when I'm actually done with the game or done with a demo of the game, I'm gonna do another video where I actually make some plans on what I want to talk about and don't just run in. And that's gonna be that. So if you have any questions or anything, just ask me something, I don't know. Mute button. Very important. Don't forget that. Okay, was there anything else I wanted to talk about? No. Apart from suspect more in the future, when the demo comes out, I'm actually gonna make a video that has a plan. So, also, yeah, one thing I want to say, shout out to Team Liquid Ponies, or TL Ponies, or the Dotars. So much about that. Game was hot. Game was definitely hot. And I'm gonna see you later.